this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. I really hope you spend a wonderful Christmas, but that's not over yet. We have New Year coming and I've got a new idea for you. This is very, very simple to do, and I'm just going to show you the ideas I had because I'm invited for New Year's Eve and I wanted to show you these. This is not new, but maybe you haven't thought about it yet and you can make it your own. So I thought about making some photo booth preps. It's really, really fun to do. You can make all kinds of them. I will put in the description box below under the video the link where I found these. I didn't make it myself. I just went and I googled photo booth, Christmas photo booth props or images. So I'll put the link on the exact images I have chosen. I did not put these under my website because I haven't created them and you have copyright, but as long as it's for your own personal use, you can totally go for it, print them out and cut them. It's really, it's legal. You can do it. Nobody's gonna know. Okay, you can do that for personal use only. So look at that. I've got Santa hat, I've got his beard, and there are many, many different things here. I also have these to put on the top of your head, and I've got a pipe as well. A nice one too. I've got these two. I've got a candy cane and a present that you can use also in your photos. You know, sometimes you don't really feel comfortable somebody taking a picture of you. Well, now it's going to be easier. It's going to help you relax a little bit. I've got another hat here. Of course, a mustache. You should have a mustache. And I've got these two, a big mouth for a big kiss to you, and also the mistletoe, right? Okay, and I will show you these a little later. So, one thing I need to recommend, when you are about to save these images on your computer, I would recommend saving them under a PDF file. Why? Because it is much easier to resize. If you do this with your average, printer, you can't really resize it the size you want. But with a PDF size, you can. When you are about to print it, just read a little under and you're going to have 100%. That's the normal size it's going to print out. If you want to make it smaller, just tell him you want only 10%, 20%, 80%. If you want something, you just need to resize it the exact size you want. And it's much easier and it's really more accurate than anything else. So that's one thing I would recommend. Okay, so in case you haven't seen properly on my face, I wanted to give you a quick look again to what I have cut out, and the first link again will be to all these images. So the mouth, the candy cane, the mustache, you've got the present here. These are the back side. They're usually in white. You've got the mistletoe, you have the reindeer woods here. You also have this hat, and you have the pipe as well. This is another project. Okay, so, and what I have used here, so the materials needed are going to be paper, and I would recommend using cardstock or anything that is quite heavy because because it's going to be manipulated. A lot of people are going to have these in their hands, and if it's too flimsy, first, it's not going to keep its shape very long. At second, it's going to have wear and tear and it's going to go bad. So something really sturdy, it could be a pizza box or anything that is really heavy. What I have done is I cut these shapes twice. So I could embed also and hide my pieces here, my dowels in between the paper. Okay, so you're going to use also some good double-sided tape or good glue. I wouldn't use liquid glue for this because it's going to make your paper wrinkle. So probably if you don't use or you can't use your double-sided tape, use this kind of glue that comes in a tube because it doesn't wrinkle that much. That's another option. Paper, copy paper is of course not going to be good for this project. So you need to cut out all your images if you're using just cardstock at least twice. So we're going to hide this dowel or this piece of wood. It can also be some like these. They're much thinner. Barbecue sticks. Yes, barbecue sticks. They're very thin. These here are just dowels, and I've used actually that Chinese little things like this, and that's what I use. If you like me, you save them, well, that's the good time to take them out and use them up. So double-sided tape paper, a printer, and glue, and that's it, and your pieces here of skewers. So I'm going to give you right now another example, another image. And I have a Cricut maker, to be honest with you, so it's my Cricut maker that cut all these papers out. It was much faster for me. So the background is not that important, honestly, because that's not going to be shown. The most important is the front part. So here, as long as you have your image printed, you can use scissors, or you could also use a cutter. And if you have a good cutting mat, it's going to be probably even easier to cut it with a cutter or an X-Acto knife, because you've got long lines like this one. I also have a beard here that is cute. So I think both will work. Just use what you're used to and more comfortable with. And you young people, if you're watching this video, please be careful with scissors or an X-Acto knife and ask an adult to do this with you. So once you've got your two pieces, then what you're going to use, and I'm going to use, because it's a very big one, I can use one of these large wooden piece, and I'm going to decide where I want to put it down. So I think I'm going to put it on this edge and not this one. I think it's nicer. So I'm going to leave the top part alone, and I am going to glue it down. So this is where I need just also normal tape, and really put it well down here. I'm going to put this piece away. And it's important that you really glue it down as well as you can. Right. Once this is done, and I'm sorry, I just put some makeup on. I'm having some makeup on my paper here. That's okay, because no one's going to see it. Then I can use my double-sided tape, and I'm going to put my tape everywhere here on my paper. Again, I'm going to use quite a lot because there's going to be wear and tear. I hope not too much tear, but I think they're going to like it. And it's getting more and more popular, and I thought, wow, that's a good thing I could do and show you for New Year's Eve. Right, I've put my tape everywhere, and now I'm going to start not by this part. I'm going to start by this part here, the easiest part. And I would maybe consider getting up when you do this to make sure to align everything as well as you can. If it's not perfect, you can always come back and adjust it and cut off if you've got any paper sticking out. And I would finish by this part here. You see, it's easier. And on both sides, I just do this on both sides. And here, my dowel is really well secured. There you go. And there you have it. If you want, you can add some bling. You can put some sequins on here. You could put some any kinds of embellishments you've done. You can leave it as is. I think I'm really going to leave it as is. It's not that important because it's already there, but you can use much more decorations on these, and it's done, over. And it's really secured now because I've got my piece of tape and I've got also the glue, and I know it's going to go nowhere. So there you go. It's not more simple than this. The only thing I want to show you here is about this part here, that it was a bit tricky, because even though I printed 3 times and cut it out 3 times, it's quite thick here. Not sure you'll be able to see it, but it's thick. It was still very difficult to have this not going anywhere. This part was perfect, and I put it on an angle here. Okay, my dowel is going up to here, but this part here was too flimsy. So what I have done is put another piece of my skewer here on the back. So I know this is maybe not really nice when you look at it from, but you don't see it that much. And in case you don't like it, well, you can probably put a decoration on here. Maybe, or again, you can leave it as is. What I was thinking about, I don't have any right now on my desk, but I could put a poinsettia just in the middle, or a big one here that goes, you know, a little bit off to hide this piece. But I don't think it's that ugly. I mean, it's just what really people are going to focus on is this part. So, and just a normal printer will do, an inkjet printer. You don't need to have a laser printer for this, and it makes things much more sturdy. And if you don't want anybody to see this, well, just print it another time and cover it, just like we did before with our Santa hat. Okay, so it depends on you. You can leave it as is or just hide it. But just to tell you that for this one here, it's a bit more tricky to glue it down, okay? And especially here to make it sturdy. Now I know it's not going to move. It's going to stay in place perfectly. There you go. Please, if you like this video, give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button. And also share on social medias. Ooh, I'm sorry. I better not lose my voice now. So there you go. I love this pipe. This pipe is so cute. I've just added this little piece of paper there to make it a bit more real. But again, you can decorate them as much as you want. Thank you very much. Have a great New Year Eve. I hope you won't be alone. If you are, I will be thinking of all of you anyway. And see you next year. Bye-bye and take care.